Hello and welcome to 4,000 and Counting. I'm Watty, this is Mark, and today we are joined by Nottingham Panthers British forward Jordan Kelsall. Jordan, thanks for joining 4,000 and Counting, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. This is it's great to be on here and counting down to playoffs.
Well, that's a few of the lads that I coached at under 17s in your kind of age group. Ethan, Gully's coming on soon when he's been a bit of a fanny. He told me he was going to come on in like November. Then he's like, "Oh, can we make it December?" I like getting you young guys on because you're the next generation, the ones that are coming through. You've obviously went down to the NHL, came back up with the Panthers, much more of a role this year. How have you found like getting that more ice time, more experience, and more opportunity?
Yeah, it's been really good. Like you said, kind of going down to the NIHL and then back up. I think that definitely helped along the way. This season's kind of been the first year I've really took on a substantial role within the team, and just loving being a part of, like having it. It's okay being on a team, but when you have a bigger role and you're producing, you kind of feel way more part of it. And I've definitely felt like that this year. And we're kind of rolling into the playoffs now. I don't think anyone would have thought after the year we've had we'd be there, but it's so nice to be
Yeah,
contributing.
this guy didn't.
Yeah, yeah. And
I
it's
don't, I
so nice.
don't, I don't mind taking my L's when I have to. I didn't have you boys going through, so you shoved that up my hoop.
Yeah, it's so nice to be, with the boys battling every night and having a role within that push has been great.
So your point production jumped up. Goals 4 last year, goals 7 this year, assists 3 last year, 4 this year. So points up by 4, 11 on the season. But what I've noticed about your game is you're a lot more physical, man. You've been fucking running guys over a little bit out there. I like it.
Yeah, yeah, I've been trying, like, always trying to think of, like, how can I bring other things into my game, and not being the biggest guy on the ice, you sometimes need to throw your weight around a little more to be noticed, and try and bring a bit of grit on the ice, and especially I've been kind of playing D as well a bit this year, and
How's that?
I've noticed some opportunities where I'm like, oh, I didn't really get a chance to hit guys like this before, skating as fast as you can forwards, playing D. You get those opportunities. So it's been nice to do that too every now and again.
A little scrap with our boy Turner Riplinger last week. And a boy mixing
Yeah,
it up.
yeah,
Fair
kind
play.
of just like a net from kind of scrum, and then you know what? I was like, yeah, you want one? And he's like, yeah, sure, why not?
Let's do it.
Yeah, and it was just like, we were going into Guildford 3-0 up, or 3 goals ahead, but we needed to be ready for that game, and we had a really, really slow 3 minutes, and I was just like, I think I need to.
Oh, so was that right at the very start of the game then?
That was my first shift. I didn't have my second shift till like 6 minutes left in the period. By like time I'd like had my penalty and everything, but
Nice and fresh for the scrap though.
yeah, that
It's
helped.
better than fucking 5 minutes to go in the third. Everyone's
Yeah,
like,
that helped. But
what? You were
not
losing by fucking 5. Why don't you go out and fill someone in? Because there's 4 minutes left, man. Like I don't want no part of that. 2 minutes
yeah,
in, 3 minutes in. That's when you want to be dropping the gloves. That's a veteran move right there, young Jordan.
yeah. But obviously I don't fight very often or if at all. But yeah, it happens.
It does happen, and it will happen if you're playing D because you're going to have some good forecheckers coming in on you, and that'll get annoying pretty quick.
Yeah, that's it. Like, there's only so many times you can get hit before you're like, yeah, this is enough. Yeah.
So the Panthers this year is no secret. 7th place is not good enough for the Nottingham Panthers as an organization, as a group of boys, and as the fans. I think none of you would be shocked to hear me say that. I would expect you guys to be saying the same thing. Playoffs, it's a new slate, and it's in your own barn, and it's 2 games to fucking win it.
Yeah.
Does everything from now just gone? I mean, we can touch on that again in a sec, but does that go out the window leading into these 2 games?
I think so. I mean, like, it's just a fresh start, You could feel like, especially when we played at home against Guildford, it was like the weight of the world's been lifted off our shoulders, and we just, at that point, we had 2 games to try and get through, and if we don't, we're done. There's no point worrying about the 50 something other games we've played in the year where we've underperformed. We just thought 2 game series, let's see what happens, and I think you're right. I mean, the clean slate is for sure going into this weekend. Like, it's perfect for us. We'd have to worry about any of that the rest of the season that we had. We all know it really wasn't good enough. No, I don't think anyone's had the year they planned on having when you start out the season. But we're just confident about the weekend, and I think we proved that last weekend too.
Given the season then that you've had not being the strongest, after now qualifying for the playoff weekend, are you feeling less pressure as a club? Like, has it sort of dropped off a bit because you've sort of brushed the league out the way now and have actually beaten a very good team in Guildford? Now you've got, you're going into this weekend without the sort of the pressures, but Nottingham traditionally
right?
always have that. Yeah, and you traditionally have always had that pressure being one of the bigger clubs. But given the season gone now, is there a pressure that are you feeling anything there, or is it sort of like a clean slate?
I think like whenever you're at playoff weekend, I think you always want to have. There's a little bit of pressure to get through, but I think for us, we're just so like glad that we've qualified, and I think now we can just give it our all and not worry about the consequence of maybe not making it. We're there. We've done a tough weekend against a really good team in Guildford, and I think we can just look forward to the challenge of Belfast, because they're going to be incredibly tough team to beat. And I think we don't want to be worrying about are we going to make it? It doesn't matter anymore. Like you said, clean slate, and we just need to focus on beating Belfast and kind of put that pressure, a little bit of pressure aside. But yeah, I think you're right. To answer your question, I guess we're the underdogs of the tournament now, and way better to be an
technically,
underdog. Yeah, and that's the reality of after the season we've had, and we should use that against Belfast, because they're an incredible team. They've proven that the whole year, and we need to be at our absolute best if we want to beat them.
I've got an interesting question. Do you boys get kicked out of your own dressing room by Belfast this weekend?
Do they pull shoot? I don't know.
I fucking would. I'd be like, get your shit and get out of your own dressing room. We're top seeds. We've got last change, and you can go and get changed in the away change room like a peasant.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting. Just
to leave a steaming shit in the bottom of your store. Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm not sure, mate. I really don't know. That's a good question.
I wouldn't know, because I imagine, unlike Basingstoke where you're getting changed in porta cabins in a fucking car park, imagine Nottingham's got some actual quite decent away change rooms. It was when I played there, and that was donkeys years ago. So I imagine there's going to be decent change rooms for every team, no matter what way you look at it. But it's an interesting mind game if they get that option, because although it's your home ice, it's a league event.
That's right, and they've also been doing a lot of works around the rink for the World Championships. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll let you know. We'll wait and see.
I'll be there, mate. So yeah, I'll be interested, and that would be, if I'm Adam Keefe, there's no chance I'm not at least requesting it.
Yeah, I could see it. Why not?
Because I don't know. Do you reckon that would rattle any of the boys in the room? I'd be rattled if I was in the room and I got to. Oh yeah, by the way, pack your shit. Belfast are coming to move into our change room for the weekend. I wouldn't feel happy.
Yeah, but it would definitely fire us up. It's like, do you want to do that though? Do you want to fire us up?
That's a good angle as well.
Yeah, who knows?
Corey doesn't need a team talk if they do that.
No, that's it.
Like, if they do that, Corey can just walk in and be like, "Have a look around, boys."
Yeah.
Do you want to be here, or do you want to rub their faces in it? Belfast, though, what a tough proposition. They've won a cup, they've won the league, they've been pretty much unbeatable, barring a couple of games here and there since about Christmas. How do you boys turn them over?
We play. Just like systematically, we play very similar style. Obviously, Kiefer and Corey have worked with the national team for a while. I think they're really good friends too. They use a lot of the same stuff, so I think it's going to be an amazing game to, really see who comes out on top. I think for us, we just have to. It's just honestly about limiting your mistakes. If you give them a sniff, it's in the back of your net. We had some games over there where in Belfast we played a double-header weekend, and we played a really good weekend, but we came off the first night. I think we lost like maybe 6-1, 6-2. We actually played a really good game. You give them three mistakes, 3 goals. Some of their offense is seriously next level.
But you got to look at their like not even secondary scoring. Kieran Long's like their third scoring. Like he's not even in the secondary wave. And you got then you've got stringers on the fucking third line or playing D or doing whatever. But then you look, he's got 15. You're like, what?
It's so true. It's so true. Yeah, and like you said, the depth throughout their lineup. They often play, I think, like 3 and a bit lines, but it doesn't. They don't have. To me, they don't have. Of course, they have a top line. Doesn't feel like you're playing the third line when you're out there. They're 3 of the best lines in the league. So, and we know that we need to be ready for that for sure. Like I said, just limiting our like turnovers at the blue lines, just simple things like that, and just puck possession. You can't give them. They zip around the ozone so well. We just gotta break them down and get in their offensive zone and just try and keep possession if we can.
How much fun is that Belfast trip?
It's good. It's good.
It's a good team building trip, that one.
Yeah, you circle it on the calendar for sure. Yeah, we've had some good trips over there. I mean, they're always tough going in there. Like they work you the whole weekend. It's difficult. But we were happy when we went over there for the weekend, which at that point in the season was big for us. So we've done it over there. We're excited to do it at home.
Sorry, go on, Mark.
We speak of the qualities of Belfast and what they bring. I know I don't want to keep speaking negative on Nottingham's season, but by their standards, it was pretty poor. But who are the sort of players that we should be sort of looking out for Nottingham? I know you don't want to give too much away tactically or anything like that, but like to give the fans an insight, who are the guys that really sort of haven't hit the spotlight because of the season, like how the season's gone? Who have gone under the radar in that respect? Yeah,
I think the likes of like Adam Brady. He's deadly. He's deadly around the net front. A really, really good player. He's done it in Manchester, and he's quietly, put the puck in the net for us the whole year. On the back end, maybe somebody like a Mike Caruso or even like Kelly Summers. Kelly's ran our power play the whole year, and he's been great. Like you said, just not in the spotlight because of the season we've had. He's an exceptional player. And then Peyton Jones and Doobie give us a chance every single night, no matter who's playing in the net. 2 solid goalies. So, I mean, for us, like I'm so excited about the weekend because I know like we have it in our locker room to do it. Like there is some honestly outstanding players in there. And then we have the likes of like David Levin, who just likes to go coast to coast, put it through his legs and go cheese, That
was filthy, by the way.
It was gross.
It was gross.
Best goal I've ever seen live. It was insane.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? There's some.
If you got it in the locker, mate, and you can do that, I mean, you've got to score.
Yeah.
If
he's going to go backhand, like no problem. D-Man's got a pretty good gap on him. Don't worry, just through the legs, through him in the net, and Bouncy was just like nothing you can do, I guess.
If you've seen obviously Ben O'Connor's goal when he played for GB,
yeah,
did the one where he went through the legs, and he also did the one where you fucking stop and put it through your legs and go the other way.
Yeah,
have the balls to do that, like that sort of level.
I know.
Just shows some of these guys are made of, like they're no joke. I wanted to ask, obviously, with it being pretty much at home for you, essentially, you're at uni there. You got any pals coming down? They're going to be getting involved in the weekend, supporting you boys.
I don't know if any of the uni boys are going to go down. I've had quite a few come to the games throughout the year, and it's funny because like a lot of them play football, and they play decent level football actually too. And they're like, I've never seen hockey before, but this is like amazing. And they're like, you get so many fans. And I got like one of my friends, Ross, he's a goalie for like, I think it's like 7th tier football. So like good level.
Yeah.
And they're getting like 200, 300, 400 fans to a game. And he's like, you guys sell out like nearly every weekend. I'm like, yeah, it's crazy here, mate. And he like can't get over it of how like popular it is in the UK, and like, but he's from Lincoln, so like he's never really
it's not in their wheelhouse, right?
Yeah, and then like I said to you before we like started the uni game, the student game was just packed. So although like I don't really have any of my uni boys coming down for the weekend, I'm sure it's going to be packed like it normally is in and around the city, because I know Forest are playing United on Sunday too.
No shit.
So
busy.
Yeah, it's going to be
carnage in Nottingham.
That is going to be carnage. What? There you go. Got a local lad on. Tell the fans where's the spots for beers, where's the spot for food, like where would you head out in the city, and what would you grab to eat, where would you go for a cocktail, where would you go for a pint?
I would say for food, your best bet in and around the ring would be Bunk for wings. So just up the top of the road, at the top of the hill, you've got.
So avoid Hooters, go to Bunk.
Bunk's good, yeah. Blind Rabbit, you got so many places. Cocktails, go to Coco Tang. Yeah, you could go again. Food, Everyday People. There's so much around the arena. And then obviously you got like Bunkers Hill. I'm sure will be absolutely rammed as usual. Salt Box is always buzzing. But yeah, I mean the city's going to be completely jam-packed the whole weekend. It's going to be awesome.
Explains the fucking hotel prices then, Jesus.
Yeah.
I didn't realise when I was booking hotels that there's nothing worse for you. Like, even you're looking at Premier Inn and it's like £139 a night. I was like, I thought Premier Inns were supposed to be like 29 quid.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Like me and Bandy did some like trips when we did the podcast stuff before. If you book it well in advance, it's a lovely job. But we didn't know whether we were going to go to Nottingham, we were going to go to Coventry. And then I was like, Nottingham's going to be the better weekend for me. Not necessarily because of the hockey or anything, just for the for the media side of things. Luke's got it dialed in. Luke's got everything dialed in. It'll be a lot easier for us to get better content, and that's ultimately what we want to do. That's what this week's about. Also, it's about showcasing some of you guys and getting the fans to know some of you guys, what you actually like, what it's been like in a week leading up to this. Because for a lot of them, it'll just be Saturday to Saturday, and they want more. They want to know more. So you know it was like when you're a kid, you go to the Panthers game or something, and you get to meet a player, or you get to hear a story. It's great, but now you get to be the guy that's telling the stories and being involved in it. Corey Nielsen is perfect at a short format tournament. He's a wizard. What's that guy been up to this week?
Yeah, he's been busy, that's for sure. He's been preparing us really well. Obviously Wednesday today, but every day he's been video and putting it in on the ice. Even for last weekend, he was, we kind of changed systems from Saturday night a little bit to Sunday, and even in between the periods, we changed a few things on Saturday, and it worked. He's got so much knowledge that I, as best I can, try and like pick my brain when I go in for my video and say like, okay, but why do you do this? And should I be doing this? And there's just always an answer. He's got so much knowledge. And like you said, he's, I think, in my opinion, one of the best people for a weekend like this. There's no secret why he's won so many playoffs and like challenge cups, the single game kind of one-off events. He's the man for it, and he's definitely putting in the work, getting us ready for this weekend. Yeah, he's like a wizard with the systems
with the way the results have been since he came back. Has he had to chew you boys out at all?
Sorry, say that again. I
said, with the results being the way they have been, like so inconsistent.
Yeah.
And Corey's a passionate man. I said, has he had to chew you boys out at all, like kick you up the fucking ass in the change room every now and again, or has he been pretty relaxed?
We've definitely like had some talks. He's not really the guy to scream and shout. I think everybody has such a level of respect.
Stare at you with those eyes.
Yeah, everyone's
Okay,
got
like, okay, got it.
that's enough. That's enough. Yeah. Everyone's got such respect for him for what he's done over here. He's got so much experience and he's seen so much. When he talks, people listen, and that's enough. And especially for me, you know, whenever he's trying to give wisdom, you listen and take it all in. And I don't think at any point he's been screaming and shouting. We've just sat down as a group and said, like, look, guys, this is not how we want to finish the year. Like, this is not how we want to continue to come to the rink every day and feel. You know, we're really motivated to have some success, even if it's small. And he's really good at that. I mean, he knows, he feels how the group's, you know, whether we're ticking or not. And he's been really good at kind of keeping us on track. And when he came in, it was very much like, okay, guys, like, new little season here, you know, get your confidence back. And it was good. It's been good.
I wonder how you boys would have done if Corey had his hands on you right from September, and maybe had a couple of different guys in there that maybe he would have wanted, because Corey Nielsen, as you just said, is one hell of a coach. He would not be a happy man finishing seventh place at anything.
No, that's for sure. And even going into like the last few weekends, it's like it was full pedal down to finish as high as possible. There was no game left where it's like, okay, well, let's just see how this one goes. It was like, no, guys, this is not like the Panther way. And he's really passionate about the club, and it reminds me when he came in, actually, he said, like, look, you know, I'm really passionate about the club and I want to come and help you. That's why I'm here. Like, I've come back to help. He said, I'm not going to just turn this boat around myself. It's within you boys in the group, but I don't want to see this club be in the position that it's in. And he cares so much, and you can just tell how he is around the locker room. And like I said earlier, he's won so many trophies and done so much that, the whole season it's been, you know, restoring some passion, pride, and kind of try and get it back to how it used to be.
The GB squad came out this week. Is that something that you aspire to? Obviously, you represented GB as a junior, 18s, 20s. Would at some stage in your future career, would you like to be playing for the GB national team?
Yeah, absolutely. I keep pushing myself every year to get as close as I can to it. Obviously, unfortunately, this year wasn't to be, but like, yeah, you're right. I mean, it was such an honor to represent GB U20s, U18s, and they're some of the best trips, honestly, as a player.
Yeah,
you know yourself, it's just
fucking gong show generally.
Yeah, the hockey's great, and you know, I think just a group of GB boys together is always just so much fun.
Yeah. Well, not only that, you practice, you do a bit of video, and you're just stuck in a hotel in some fucking random country in the middle of nowhere, and all you've got for entertainment is each other. And you got each other for like 10, 14 days, depending on where you're going. The cards are out, the PlayStations are out, the stories are going, the banter's going, everyone's getting the piss ripped out of them. It's the British way. Like, you see the other teams looking, you guys friends, or do you not like each other or what? Like, no, we're boys. We're British, and we just give each other shit and have fun. Those trips were, absolutely some of the best times. Were you lucky enough to win a medal when you was away?
Yeah, I got I think a silver and 2 bronze. So obviously everyone would have liked to have a gold, but I think people underestimate the tournaments, if I'm honest. Especially like, we talk to the boys, like the imports that come in, they're like, oh, where are you going now? Are you going off to Spain or Istanbul or wherever? It's like, I mean, yeah, we're playing Lithuania, but they're actually not bad, you know?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. And for them, obviously, all they see is Canada, Sweden, US, but they definitely underestimate the tournaments. And one of our players, David Levin, he's playing for Israel in the World Championships after playoffs.
What I like to call
where are you
playing the tropical division? I call that.
Yeah,
is.
And he's playing like Australia and
Mate, GB women have it the best. They play in like they're in Japan and then they're in Korea and like
Yeah.
potential to like Mexico, New Zealand. Hey, if we have to go down to that division, let's get some trips out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they went to Turkey last year in
Yeah.
April or May, and it's like 25 degrees, and they were staying in resorts. I'm like, why didn't we do that? We went to Estonia in December, and it was 3 feet of snow, freezing.
Yeah. I don't think, to be fair, I did Fusion in Germany. Mark, am I saying that right? Is it Fusion? It's like I did a double IHF camp there. That's probably the nicest place I've been when I went away with either GB or like England and double IHF and all that. It's basically in the German mountains, and it was like you say, it was snowy, but it was almost like the picturesque postcard place. The old barn was like wood. You got to skate every day. Some weird German fucking physio saying, "Yeah, man, put hot water in your bottle." No, no, mate. Did you ever? I don't know if that was still a thing when you were playing.
I think it was when I played with the Midlands. I think they went to Fusion, but I don't think I went. I think they stopped going. Like it might have been under 13s, maybe something like that. They definitely went out there though.
You were playing for the good conference by then, anyway. It's fine.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Blue Army, baby, just winning trophies. That's what we do. Do you keep in touch with any of those boys? Obviously, you, Hubert, actually, like your age group for the talent you had. You boys were very good, very tight. Did you keep in touch with any of the lads?
A few, yeah. I mean, what was nice actually was during COVID, we did the Spring Cup, and like we kind of started playing. Like I know, like you mentioned before we came on, like Harry, he was playing for London, I think, and like it felt like all the guys who were in our age group were like getting back and playing against each other again, which was good. And then obviously Mac's been in and around, like he's played for Dundee, I've played for Dundee, that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like we're so busy, like the hockey season is like mad. Even like my friends from Swindon, like I'd love to see them more. You just never seem to get the chance. You know, it feels like when you only get to see them when there's like a testimonial, or like you meet.
You playing in Freudy's testimonial?
I'm not sure I can yet. I'm finishing uni, so I need to. I'm trying to figure out like if I can, like when my exams fall, and then I need to let him know. But yeah, I'm hoping to.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
this old man's putting the wheels back on for one night only. Well, at least a period anyway. We'll see how long the hip lasts. It's fun every now and again, that you say. But once you start playing at a level. It's very hard to keep in contact with your boys because everyone's practicing. It's got team meetings at different times, video at different times. Fucking, you might be playing on a Tuesday one week, they're playing on a Wednesday. Life gets in the way. Let's go back to the Panthers and this weekend. What's going to be the one thing that allows you to win it this weekend? We spoke to Greg Wood. The word he used, I think, summed it up now perfectly. He said execution. What would be your word of how you do it?
I think he's right. I mean, Corey uses that every single day. And I think for us, like concentration too, because when we play, we're really good, and we can just have lapses of, say, it takes a couple minutes really, and that can turn a whole game around. And especially like we said earlier, just the one game ties, semi-final and final, we got to be concentrating for the entirety of the game, and you can't give Belfast a sniff. So like you said, I think like Greg Wood's right, execution. I mean, we might only get 3-4 chances, grade A chances to score. We got to, especially against a team like that, especially in their goalie, we've got to be dialed in and bury them. So yeah, I think he's right. Execution, that's the perfect way to do it. And for me, like I said, concentration
is good as well, because time off, it could be 0.2 of a second.
It sounds so silly.
Difference between that winger that D-man sneaking down behind that winger, getting back door, all that 0.2 seconds is you seeing him.
Yeah.
If
It
you
sounds
see
so
him before
silly,
he goes, yeah, sorry, mate.
then yeah, it just sounds so silly. Sorry for cutting you off. It sounds
No, it's
silly.
fine.
Like, of course you have to concentrate, but like they're in the offensive zone, flying around. It's like 5 forwards, honestly, and you take a lapse. He's at the back door, empty, and he's got tapping. Well, sorry, but that's probably going to be the game at that point. And like I said earlier, they're so good. We need to be ready for them.
Are you expecting a physical battle against them?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. They've got some bigger guys on the back end that always seem to be physical. The one thing with Belfast is, and you'll probably see it this weekend, the they just fly. Like they're stepping up every single time. They want to be in your face and aggressive. So that's good for us because we play the same way. So be a nice matchup.
You said you played D. Have you played D against that McLeod yet?
No, but I've seen some video.
You've seen him skating about out there?
Seen some video. When we was in
Dude,
Belfast,
you better get the hop on him by about fucking 15 strides, I'm telling you.
Well, have you seen, I mean, you say that, but we had Tate in last weekend. We had Tate in Guildford.
Guildford, yeah.
He's so fast. So fast.
It's crazy, these boys.
Yeah. We were just like, I mean, how do you defend this guy? Honestly, like, we're going to skate around with him the whole ring.
And rugby tackle him and warm up. Run it before the officials come out.
Although I think the best hit I've seen live was on Sunday night. Kelly Summers hit Tate mid-ice. He was skating full speed. Through the neutral zone, and Kelly just kind of like tracked him and angled him and skating forwards. It was a great hit. But like you said, these boys just fly around. It's crazy.
Yeah. Don't mind playing D in summer. Don't want to be playing D against either of those two weapons. They skate around way too fast. What else have we got for you? One final thing, unless Mark, you got anything else?
No, I think it's going into this weekend, home advantage, I would actually say this time. A little bit less pressure, home advantage. The potential of facing off against Sheffield as well. That would be pretty
Holy
epic.
shit. Do you know what? I haven't even thought of that yet.
Yeah.
That could happen on Sunday. If that happens on Sunday, that place is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. That would be amazing, honestly. Just to be a part of it. I mean, never mind thinking about the clash. That would just, especially if we can do it, that would just completely top our season off. I mean, there would be no better way for us to go out. You beat number 1 seed, go into the final, beat your rivals. I mean, that would be sweet. But we can't look past Belfast. That's for Sunday. Belfast are a machine, and we need to be at our absolute best. That's for sure.
Well, if you win on Saturday, mate, I'll have to grab you post game. We'll have a little live in person chinwag. If you don't, there'll be a beer waiting for you, buddy.
Sweet. Sounds good.
Send love to the folks, and I'll see you on Saturday, buddy. All the best to you, the rest of the boys. I hope it's a good game first and foremost, and I hope you have a good one. I hope all the British boys have a good one.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. It's been a blast. Looking forward to seeing you in Nottingham this weekend. Be fun.
Yeah, I'm going to be behaving this weekend. I'm going to behave this weekend as well. I promise Luke. And I've now put it online, so I have to. Guys, just because I'm behaving doesn't mean it's going to be boring. We're still going to have some fun. That means subscribe to this channel right now. Let's boost those numbers up. We're chasing targets. We're going to be out of target before we wanted to be, but that's a good thing. And that's all. Thanks to you. Keep coming back, keep watching, and keep sharing it. This is UK hockey content at its best. Best players, best beauties. Can't ask for anything more. But for now, peace.